Come as you are, unique, vibrant, and worthy. This week's message celebrates defiant hope and holy abundance, even in the midst of struggle. Through Hanukkah's light, David's courage, Dorcas's quiet kindness, and Jesus' bold love, we explore how God meets us right where we are. Whether you carry scars, silence, or strength, there's a seat for you at the table, overflowing grace, overflowing presence. Your cup overflows. Let's take a moment and think about the who's and the where's of our reading today. A long time ago, more than 2,000 years ago, the Jewish people were living in their homeland and they loved their God. They had special ways of worshiping, celebrating, and remembering. They had the temple where they prayed and lit a golden lamp called a menorah. That lamp was always supposed to stay lit, always shining, always glowing with sacred light. But then a foreign king named Antiochus Epiphanes took control of the land. He ruled about 170 years before Jesus was born. He was insisting that they leave their faith and traditions behind and observe Greek traditions. He essentially told the Jewish people, stop being yourselves, stop following your traditions, just be like everyone else. He took over the temple and brought in soldiers. He tried to erase what made the Jewish people unique. He even forced people to worship other gods. He wanted to make everyone the same. But a small group of people said no. They didn't have a lot of power. They didn't have a lot of people. But they had something stronger, the courage to be faithful to who they were. They were led by a man named Judah Maccabee, and they fought to take the temple back. They got it back, but everything was a mess. The sacred lamp was broken, and all the oil was gone. The army had done everything possible to destroy that culture, but they started cleaning. They started repairing, and they searched for oil to light the menorah again. They only found one jar, just enough oil for one day, but they lit the lamp anyway. And something amazing happened. The oil didn't run out. It burned for 8 days, long enough for them to make more oil. You know, that's the miracle of Hanukkah. And that just so happens to be the celebration that Jesus was in town for in the gospel for today. That's holy abundance, when God takes what little we have and makes it enough. Actually, more than enough. While Jesus was there, standing in the temple, he speaks of being the good shepherd. And for his listeners, that would immediately bring to mind Psalm 23, written by David, once a young shepherd who guarded his sheep from lions and bears, and later defeated Goliath with nothing but a sling and defiant trust in God. Now let's imagine a table set in a really, really strange place. It's not in a safe place like your kitchen or a dining room or a restaurant. It's not in a peaceful place. It's in the presence of enemies. Could you eat there? Could you find peace there? The idea doesn't make me particularly hungry. That's where the shepherd sets the table in Psalm 23. Not after the fight, but in the middle of it. The shepherd feeds us not because it's safe, but because we need strength while the shadows are still present. That table is defiant hope. That meal is holy abundance. David knew something about valleys and enemies. Before he wore a crown, he was a boy alone in the fields, trying to protect the sheep from animals like lions and bears. But that's where he learned faithfulness. He learned to trust God's presence in the ordinary and the overlooked, the dangerous. The Lord who delivered me, he said, from the lion and the bear will deliver me from this Philistine. He was trained not in spotlight, but in solitude, in silence, in hardship and difficulty. Many people, especially those in marginalized communities, know what this training feels like. If you're a part of a marginalized community, you fought lions of exclusion, bears of misunderstanding, Goliaths of injustice, and still you stand. That's defiant hope. And God has been with you, not only after victory, but in the fight itself. Overflowing presence, overflowing grace, overflowing love. Let's take a moment to look at the Acts reading for the day. Peter's called to the bedside of Dorcas, also called Tabitha, a woman that's not famous, flashy, or powerful, but her whole community gathers around her, showing the garments that she's made, grieving, but with thankfulness for all of the care she's given. Her sewing was her sermon. Her ministry was daily, faithful, and overflowing. And God raised her, not just for her sake, but for the sake of those who had lost someone who actually saw them. And where was Peter staying? He was staying in the home of Simon the tanner, someone that was considered to be unclean. He worked with dead animals, and I've lived next to a tannery, and it does have a very strong and alarming smell. Yet it was in the margins where God was preparing Peter for a ministry that would soon include people of every background, every vocation, and every story. The Good Shepherd does not avoid the average or forgotten places. He walks and spends time with the overlooked. He sits with the misunderstood. He eats with the stigmatized, and he hangs out with the outcasts. He anoints heads not with shame, but with holy honor. So what does it mean when Psalm 23 says, "My cup overflows"? It means that God is not just enough. God is more than enough. Not when things are perfect, not when enemies are gone, but while they are still watching. Overflowing doesn't mean comfort. It means presence. It means your voice, your joy, your neurodivergence, your difference, your culture, your resilience, all of it is held in holy love. So whether you feel like maybe David with your sling and your scars, Dorcas with her needle and her quiet kindness, Simon with your stigma, or the Maccabees with just that one jar of oil, hey, God's here. Not after the battle, in the middle of it. The Lord has set a table. Your name is on it. The shepherd has anointed you, and your cup, yes, your cup overflows. That's defiant hope. That is holy abundance. And that is the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. Amen.